Okay, so we're going to now be looking at rules of origin. Like I stated earlier, our focus is going to be majorly on rules of origin. So I've discussed that the trading goods. This is the scope. This is the scope. So they divided into annexes. So we are going to look at the rules of origin, which are very important in respect to trading goods. So this is what you need to really focus on this as a product manufacturer or goods the dealing goods. So what are rules of origin? Rules of origin, they specify the criteria under which the goods or products that are traded under the AfCFTA will qualify for preferential treatment. So rules of origin is a term in international trade. There are pre-qualification criteria. That's to show if to determine if a good or yes, if a good or a product is going to qualify for preferential treatment or tariff treatment under the AfCFTA. So they specify the preferences available for products that originate from state parties of the AfCFTA. So the goods or products from Nigeria, Kenya, Ghana, as has been mentioned in different Madagascar, the rules of origin specify the preferences that are available to the products from that the products will enjoy for you to be able to enjoy either tariff removal or tariff reduction and in exporting it to another AfCFTA member country. So that is what rules of origin deal with. And the agreement already specifies how to determine that under the FCCA. So we are going to be looking at that. So under Article 4 of the Annex on Rules of Origin, it states that a product shall be considered as originating from a state party. Basically, the rules of origin are to determine if this product originates from a member country of AfCFTA, then does it now meet the pre-qualification requirement? So there are two the requirement that will be used to determine if a good or a good or a product will qualify for preferential treatment. You are going to check if the good has been only obtained in that state party, that's in the state party of VFCFTA. Have they been only obtained in Nigeria? Have they been only obtained? So if you are going to export it out, you need to identify, determine if the good was only obtained in Nigeria, and then or if it is not only obtained, did it undergo substantial transformation in Nigeria before you can export it and for you to enjoy, for your product to enjoy preferential treatment under the AfCFTA? If it's not only obtained in Nigeria, have they undergone substantial transformation in Nigeria? That is what the so the annex is also specify the sort of products that will qualify. So it is all everywhere here that I've used Ghana, Kenya. I just used them as examples to just part, but it applies to all AfCFTA member countries. So if anywhere that I've used the country's name, it basically means it applies to all the AfCFTA member countries. So what are the, so let's look at it. Mineral products and other non-living natural resources extracted from the ground, the seabed, below seabed, in the territory of Nigeria, of Ghana, of Kenya, of South Africa, of Angola, of Zambia, of all the state parties, many mineral products or other non-living natural that is extracted from the ground. That is the only obtained product and qualifies for preferential treatment. What of plants, including aquatic plants, plant products, vegetables, fruits grown or harvested in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Cameroon, in Cote d'Ivoire, in Togo, all of it, that qualifies. That is an example of only obtained for the live animals that were born or raised in Kenya, in Nigeria, in Ghana, and all the other countries. Products obtained from live animals raised in Nigeria, raised in Cameroon, raised in Zimbabwe, raised in South Africa. That is an example of an only obtained product. products obtained by hunting and fishing conducted in Tanzania, Egypt, in Morocco, and all those are the examples of only obtained products. So if you are looking at then also other products, aquaculture, mariculture, where the fish, crustaceans, mollusks, and other aquatic invertebrates are born or raised therein from eggs, larvae, fry, or fingerlings born or raised in Morocco, as usual, as I mentioned, all the country names. That's what is basically saying. So let's look at others. Well, also products of sea fishing and other products taken from the sea outside the territory of a state party by their vessels, the vessels of a state party. So products of sea fishing and other products taken from the sea outside the territory of a state party by their vessels. That is vessels of soap. That is those are other examples. We also have products made aboard the factory ships exclusively from products referred to here. So I'm referring to products of sea fishing. So the products made aboard the factory ships from products of sea fishing and other products taken from sea. And we also have used articles fit only for the recovery of materials, provided that such articles have been collected in that state party. So used articles fit only for recovery of materials, provided they are collected whether in Nigeria, Ghana, Cameroon, Cote d'Ivoire, all the other countries. So AfCFTA member countries. That is what it's been referred to. So I also did like a breakdown to now explaining, you know, those ones I was explaining what some of what the only obtained products is under the articles, under the agreement. So I got it from that to do a breakdown for us to look at it, a breakdown of qualified products. So we have live animals, you have your goats, and the rest of them, ram, then meats and edible meat of fowl. Those are part of the qualified product, originating product, as long as they originate from dairy produce. You have your eggs, natural honey, edible products of animals. So I'm looking at kind of, if you are dealing in all this, so this is the what you are looking at, products that you can export. So we have edible vegetables, certain roots and tubers, and some of all this. And of course, if you want to know more, you have to reach out to a trader, reach out to me so they can get then edible fruits and nuts, peel of citrus fruits of melon. They also qualify. That examples of products that qualify. We have cereal, we have oil seeds, we have black gum raisin, fertilizers, pharmaceutical products, sugars and sugar confectionery, cocoa and preparation of cocoa, and wood and articles of wood and charcoal. We have rubber articles. We have rubber articles, if we deal in rubber articles, raw eyes and skin, basket wear, wicker work. We have foreskins and artificial for raw eyes and skin. Oh, that's repeated. So that is what I've basically done, is just to get some. This is not all, but just to get some so that it gives you an idea if you are trading in any of this product, or if it's something you are looking at to deal in. These are some of the products that qualify for preferential, so that if as long as they originate from Nigeria, then this is or any other country, a member after country. So these are some of the products that qualify for preferential treatment. So, okay, I just did. So I'll go back to only obtained product. That was supposed to come before, this slide was supposed to go before that. So we have scrap, it is from the article itself. So I'll just, to continue with examples of only obtained product, we have scrap and waste resulting from manufacturing operations. Those are examples of only obtained product. We have electric energy product. We have products extracted from marine soil or subsoil outside the territorial waters of state, but provided that it has sole rights to work that soil or subsoil. That's then goods produced exclusively from products specified for paragraph 8. This is from the agreement. So it's stated that it's broken down in the agreement. So the goods produced from all this, from scrap and waste, electric energy, products and marine or subsoil, those are all the other ones that I discussed earlier. So those are the examples of all the only obtained product that I discussed earlier from the article. So these are some of it. So where you have the product is not only obtained, you know, I had mentioned earlier that there are two criteria. So this is the second. If it's not only obtained, that means the sufficiently work or process with the products that have undergone transformation or processing in the state party. So, and they provided the how that's going to be qualified. It said all the components are there: value added, change in tariff classification, what is the extent of non-originating material that is inside that product. That means the product has undergone transformation or processing in Nigeria for it to qualify, and there are specific processes that it must also meet as well. So this is these are the components for the second criteria, and that will be used to judge if the product was not only obtained, if the live animal was not only obtained, and so we are going to look at it in this aspect. Okay, how do we define sufficient transformation? So so this is change in tariff. So a product is considered substantially when processing results in change in tariff heading. So let's say because there are tariff headings that are used in the international trade called HS code, harmonized. So let's say live animal is, I'm just using an example, HSA. Then when the processed products from that live animal, and it changes, the heading now changes to HSC. That is what it went. Then value add, the certain percentage, the threshold of value add to that product for you to qualify as substantial transfer must meet that threshold. Then there's also have to look at the percentage of non-originating content that is in that product that is being processed, in that processed product. There's also a certain percentage of non-originating content that the threshold that it must reach. Then what are the specific prescribed processing as well? Those are some of the things that will be looked at as well in dealing with it. So in all of this, the only obtained product, sufficient transformation work, there are some kind of works that will not qualify as sufficient transformation work in a product. So if they don't qualify, they don't qualify for preferential treatment. So those are not substantial transformation. So you can imagine, so I've just brought out some of the examples as well. We look at breaking up or assembly of packages. Let's say you have parts of cars and you are just breaking that up and you're trying to assemble the package. That does not mean that it's sufficient transformation work. That's not sufficiently transformation. That's not going to qualify for preferential treatment. So you can imagine if you are washing, cleaning, or operations to remove dust, oxide, or paint or other coverings from it, maybe like on the carpet or rug, you're washing it, cleaning it. Maybe you've got that from another to provide that services to another individual or to another company from Ghana, and they just want you to wash, to clean, operation to remove dust, to oxide, oil, paints, or other coverings from it. That's not sufficient transformation work. That's not that does not confer origin on the product, so it doesn't confer preferential treatment. If you are just doing business of simple ironing or pressing operations, and you want to export, you've got to do that for a business out of Nigeria, simple ironing or pressing operations will not qualify for preferential treatment under, so it doesn't confer origin on it. Painting, simple painting or polishing operations will also not qualify for preferential treatment. For Oscan, partial or total bleaching, polishing or glazing of cereals and rice. So if you deal in this sort of operations, if you're into goods of this time that you're Oscan rice, you are glazing, or you are removing from cereals, total bleaching from cereals or rice. If you are involved in this kind of business, that's not doesn't confer. If this is, or maybe this is just part of a business line that you're doing, this does not confer origin on your product. We have operations to color sugar or form sugar lumps, partial or total milling of crystal. You know, I mentioned that when I was doing a breakdown of product, there's sugar and sugar products. So it is. But if it's just you are okay to color sugar or form sugar lumps, partial or total milling of sugar, that does not confer origin. So these are the types of, that will not qualify for preferential treatment under the rules of origin criteria. The breaking up of or assembly of packages, washing, cleaning, or operations to remove dust, oxide, oil, paint, or other coverage from the product. Simple ironing or pressing operations, simple painting or polishing operations will not qualify. Husking, partial or total bleaching, polishing or glazing of cereals and rice will not qualify. Operations to color sugar or form sugar lumps, partial or total milling of crystal sugar, amongst others. So I've basically just brought out some of what the agreement states and the annexes to the agreement. So I just took out some of it. There are also other ones that also other working of processing, but these are just the ones that I picked out for me to discuss. So now we've gone for trading goods. So if you're dealing and trading goods, before we move on to services, just to recap, the major thing you should be very important area should be for is rules of origin to ensure that your goods qualify for trade for preferential treatment under the AfCFTA. And I've mentioned that what are the qualification requirements, only obtained products or sufficient transformation work. So those are the areas that you're looking at. Okay, so majorly, so that is it. So that the major thing about the AfCFTA, the rules of origin, exporting your good outside Nigeria, will it qualify for preferential treatment? Or maybe you're looking for a business area to deal in, will it qualify for preferential treatment? Those are part of the things that you should be considering. Or what business can I get involved in that my products will qualify for preferential treatment under the AfCFTA. So those are the things that you need to be looking at. You need to be considering. You need to be putting into action. So in positioning yourself. So we move on to trade and services. If we recall earlier, I said the AfCFTA agreement is divided into protocols. We have trading goods, trading services, intellectual property, investments protocol. We have the competition policy protocol, dispute resolution, women and youth, digital trade. So for the purpose of this short course, we are just focused on trading goods and trading services. Some of these protocols are still being negotiated, even trading goods and trading services. There is not all of them have been implemented yet. There are still negotiations ongoing, but of course, I'm sure we'll get to hear more as it goes out. I have a podcast, as I explained. If you want to know more, you can also listen to the podcast. So I share latest updates. There are some countries that are trade is going to start. So let me just complete this, then I will move into that. So for trade and service, if you don't deal in products, you are a services provider. I am a services provider. I'm a lawyer. I'm a trade advisor. I'm into professional services. You could be an architect. You can be in the tourism industry. You can be a doctor. You can be a teacher, a trainer, like I'm training now. Somebody called me from outside, can you train on this? Those are services. And even within product, like there are services that you can provide. You're looking at transportation services, financial services. Those are things that involve that you don't deal in product. And of course, the agreement is so it's not just trade, international trade. Export does not just covers only goods. There are also services. So let's just look at trade and services. So for trade and services, the objective is to create a liberalized market for trade and services. What I discussed that I created that reduce or remove restrictions that can hinder trade and services. You know, for services, if there are probably requirements, regulations for professional bodies for you to be able to operate in another territory. For instance, as lawyers now, their jurisdiction requirement. If a lawyer from Ghana wants to come and practice in Nigeria, they need to go through the part one course. That we can't just go in and say I'm going to practice our jurisdiction. I can't just go in there. But so for other, maybe like accountant, maybe if you're an accountant from Ghana, maybe before you can practice in Nigeria, these are certain requirements that you need to meet. Maybe there are some certification, or is the government going to recognize the certification from South Africa for you to be able to practice in Kenya, or is the government of Ghana going to recognize the certification that you have from Nigeria for you to be able to practice in Ghana? So those are the things that services involved. There are other modes of services supply, apart from I'm just talking about one. So we'll move into that. Create a liberal and then enhance competitiveness of services through economies of scale, reduce business costs, enhance continental market access. So these are, I've just picked out of the objectives for the purpose of this course. So modes of services supply. They are under international trade. There are 4 modes of supply of services. We have the cross-border supply of services. We have consumption abroad. We have commercial presence. We have presence of natural persons. I'm sure some of you already know, like the banks in Nigeria, some of them have branches already in African countries. If you go UBA, Zenith. Then we also have the fintechs. Some of them are operating in African countries. We have the fintech of the likes of Flutterways, and some of them are already operating in other countries like Kenya and the rest of Ghana. So those are services that they are provided. And what are the modes of? So I'll just do a breakdown of what the modes of services supply cover. We have cross-border supply. If somebody reaches out to me from Kenya, that can you provide legal advice for me in respect? I want to set up in Nigeria. Can you just advise me on what and I send that information via the internet. That's cross-border supply of services. Somebody makes you a copywriter, or via email and phone, that they provide a copywriter service to a client in Benin Republic. That is cross-border supply of services. Consumption abroad. You go to Kenya for tourism, and you use a hotel, or you want to use a hospital in South Africa. That is consumption abroad. That's a mode of service. So if a Kenyan, so let's relate it to Nigeria now. If a Kenyan national comes to Nigeria, they want to use hospitals or hotels in Nigeria, and you are the hotel owner or you are the tourism provider, you are providing cross-border service because it's not just an African that has come. Commercial presence. I've stated that banks opening up branches in other African countries. That is commercial presence. Fintech, or maybe not necessarily, but even manufacturing companies. You have a company you want to set up in another African within the AfCFTA member countries. That is commercial presence. Then we look at presence of natural persons. A Togolese professor can be invited to come down to Zimbabwe to come and deliver a lecture, and it's going to be paid for the service. That is presence of natural persons. Instead of establishing it, but you are going as an individual to go and provide the services. You are the Nigerian student, or you are into whatever service you're a speaker, and you're invited to come down to Kenya, to come down to Egypt, to come and speak, to come and discuss. And it's a paid service. That is what presence of natural persons covers. Then at the moment, just like I said, there is still a lot of that has been discussed. But right now, there are 5 sectors that the governments, that negotiations are ongoing with AfCFTA members. We have the financial sector, we have the automobile sector, we have transportation, we have travel and tourism, we have the business services. So there are negotiations ongoing. Each countries are coming up with specific commitments. Like these are the things we are giving commitment on in respect of these sectors. If you want to come into our country to do this, these are so once that is completed, we are going to get the information will be out so that they'll know what are the terms, what ways are they going to treat you compared to their nationals. If their competition requirement, national treatment, How are they going to treat you when you bring in, when you come in to offer the services to their company? So those are some of the things that you're looking at that are being discussed in respect to um, trading services. But as it goes along, there are various schedules. There's most favored nation treatment, there's national treatment, and some other, and there are all those other specific commitments as well that you are looking at in respect of trading, trading services. And this is just what I just wanted to like bring us up on in respect of the AfCFTA. So as I say, how do you, so what the essence of this is, how do I position myself? This is coming up. There are a lot of activities going on. There are negotiations ongoing. There are steps being taken. For example, I didn't even talk about the Pan-African payment system. There are processes like for you to, okay, if you offer these services, how do you, because now there are issues of foreign exchange. Pan-African payments, like if I pay, offer my service in Naira and send money in Naira, if I buy products or export or the person in Ghana or somebody wants to pay you from Ghana, the person pays in Ghanaian cedi and you receive in Naira. So the issues of foreign exchange, that's been resolved. Somebody comes for your service from Kenya or their currency, they pay in their own finance of the bank or the commercial financial institution, and you receive in Nigerian Naira. All this is also trying to be resolved. And there are also a lot of programs that have been set up. There are also financial facilities that have been made available for small businesses. SMEs for accessing bank have some financial instrument, financial facilities for SMEs and women, youth and women owned business that you can find even African Development Bank in order to encourage you to get you to trade. So those are some of the interventions that are being created. Like as at the time of this record, just the AfCFTA conference on women and youth in trade has just been completed to help identify like address the challenges that women and youth their business face. So these are the sort of things. Then as a youth, you know, you can put your product on there. There are even e-commerce portals. Even in Nigeria, the AfCFTA, the National Office, with Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, they have programs to help you. You can upload on the portal. You need to register. I did not. I should have shared the link. But register on those portals so that you can put your business on. And there's also the Monster portal. Even the AfCFTA has an app that you can register on to go and put yourself on. Make use of the internet. YouTube, as you operate in the creative industry, YouTube and all other platforms are there that you can put yourself out there and promote yourself so that you can get, I'm sure you can see a lot of our our artists, entertainment, look at them providing the services they are providing. Going to other Africans, they are getting paid, they are providing services. Footballers going to other, they are getting paid, they are providing. So those are ways, opportunities. If you cannot even put it, yes, some of you will say because you are still small, you might not be able to do all the old issue of, yes, but as you move along, as you grow along, but make use of the internet, put yourself out there, YouTube, other products, even YouTube, different platforms, advertise yourself, advertise, even the Inter-African Trade Fair, they have a virtual platform for you where you can advertise your product, put your products there, and and yes, other people will see you, but just like I said, you need to position yourself. So the basically what I've done with this is just to introduce you, to bring you up to date so that you're not confused that what is this AfCFTA I keep hearing? What is it about? That is what we have done with this short course to just introduce you, to bring you up on speed, positioning yourself. Then about the AfCFTA. So, and that is going to be it. If I have more information, we're going to move into legal requirements for running a business in Nigeria. But if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me at omobola.adekola@gmail.com or reach out to me on LinkedIn, Omobola Adekola. If you need expert advisory services or in respect of AfCFTA, this is just basically to educate you that for educational purposes. That is what this course, this is about, this short information to educate you, to bring you up to speed, up to date about the AfCFTA. So thank you for listening, and we'll move on to the next one, which is legal requirement for running a business in Nigeria.